Hi. So yeah, this seems about right. This seems about the next logical progression for what I'm going to paint in my apartment. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while now. I have these two nightstands that I found on somebody's tree lawn when I was looking for furniture. When I was moving into this apartment a few years ago, they were incredibly ugly, incredibly old looking, but they were really sturdy pieces of furniture and they were free. So I decided to take them and give them a new home. And I painted them with a slate grayish blue color that my mom had left over from painting the living room, one of the 12 times that she painted the living room because she can never pick a color. So I just mooched off of the leftover paint that she had and I just painted it blue. I think it looks kind of nice. I'll show you guys in a second what my nightstands actually look like, but I never actually put any finish on it because I was just like, fuck it, it'll be fine. It ended up getting very stained and now I have a lot of spilled nail polish on my nightstands and they just kind of look like crap right now. They're also just not really my style when you look at the rest of my apartment. I mean, for God's sakes, look at my wall. That's just one wall. I really would like to do something to make it a little bit more obnoxious, to be not standing out quite as much with the rest of the absurdity that is my apartment. Also, I just feel like at this point, this shouldn't be surprising to anybody. When I get bored or stressed out, I'm just gonna paint someone's furniture. At some point, I'm gonna run out and I'm gonna break into my neighbor's apartment and just start painting her coffee table or something. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I have a bit of a game plan of what I wanna do. I'm not gonna do what I did to my dresser or my dining room table. I'm gonna do something I think a little bit more graphic, black and white, geometric patterns, things like that, which I really enjoy. But yeah, I'm just going to be painting my nightstands today, and hopefully they don't look like shit. But at this point, like, I don't know, whatever. Hello. So dramatic. I'm going to show you guys my nightstands, not in them obviously because all of them are filled with either my socks and underwear or just trash, and I'm kind of embarrassed by how much clutter I have in them, so I'm obviously not going to show you guys that. But I'll show you guys what my nightstand looks like on the outside, and I have a bit of a game plan for what I think I want to do for the pattern and everything, and then we're going to get started. So let's do that. Are you excited? So this is nightstand number 1. As you can see, like it definitely looks like a very old-fashioned nightstand, but I kind of liked the slate bluish gray color to it because I thought it made it look kind of antique-y, but of course that's just not my style, so I feel like I want to do something different. As you can see, I have a lot of smudges with like nail polish and just dirt and things like that, so I'd like to paint over this and make it look, you know, not quite as shitty. So I think for my nightstand what I want to do is I'm going to paint the top of it with like a black and white graphic pattern, and then I think for the rest of the body of it I might do like a solid color. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I don't want it to be too insane because as obnoxious and over the top as a lot of the stuff is in my apartment, I don't want to get it to the point where I feel claustrophobic. So I think what I'm going to do is just try to keep it as simple as possible, within reason that is, and hopefully it won't suck. So this is a wooden crate that I painted. I got one for my birthday and I painted it all black and did this little graphic pattern on it. I freehanded just some doodles that I usually like to do. As you can see, I have all my shit in there, but I was thinking something like this could be kind of cool for my dresser, or my nightstand I should say, just because it's like a lot of different patterns coming together and creating a cool graphic effect. Like I like how they kind of clash with each other in a way, which is kind of interesting. So I was thinking I might do something like this, or might even do this pattern. I'm not entirely sure, but this is the kind of vibe that I initially wanted to go for. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch it out, and hopefully I'll figure out something that doesn't look like garbage, but you know, I guess we'll see what happens. Hi, so this is my nightstand, all up close and personal. So what I'm going to do, what I have decided on doing, is I'm going to paint all but the top surface of this. Like even this trim here, as you can see, it kind of like rises up and then there's like a flat surface right here. I'm going to paint all but the top of this one solid color, and I have decided that because I like this color and because I feasibly have enough where I can, you know, paint a piece of furniture without running out of this color, I am going to paint it. Where the devil did it go? I'm going to paint it this color, which is like a nice, lovely deep turquoise. And if I run out of it, then I'll just fucking cry, I guess. But I really like this paint. It's a nice color. It finishes kind of glossy, which I feel like would be actually really nice because this obviously wasn't polyurethane, so it kind of looks dull and one-dimensional, and that's really not what I'm going for with this project. So I think this will add a nice texture to it. So what I think I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start off by painting the body of the piece of furniture with this color. I took out all the drawers. I don't know if you can see here, but I took them out because I'm also going to be doing a pattern on the drawers. So I think it's going to look really cool, and hopefully I'll have enough paint to get through 2 pieces. Maybe I'll do the other one a different color. I have no fucking idea. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this right now, and I will touch base with you guys when I'm done. Louie, trying to paint. So I painted my dresser here except the top. As you can see, there's a little bit of teal right now. Still kind of wet, so I don't know why I keep touching it. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kind of like paint this black, let it dry, and then I'm just going to like paint some random thing. I was going to sketch it out, but I'm like, you know what, Megan? You'll only live once. You only paint your nightstands once or twice in your life, maybe a couple more times knowing me and my track record. But I'm going to just go ahead and paint this black, and then I'm going to get some white paint and just kind of see what happens, you know? So I'm just going to do my pattern up here, and then we'll see what happens. Ta-da! This is my nightstand with the black table on top. I did 2 coats, And then I did a couple coats of the tealish satin color for the rest of it. I have to do a little bit of touch-up work around the corners and the edges because I feel like there's still like a gap where you still see the color from before, but I can always do that afterwards. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start actually adding the interesting part of this design onto the table. Now, I don't know if you can see, but I have designed, or I have drawn 2 lines going from corner to corner on the table surface to create 4 triangle sections. And what I'm going to do, similar to that picture of the crate that I showed earlier in this video, I'm going to do 4 black and white graphic patterns of some sort to have them just kind of on the table. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I am going to start doing that. I'm not going to sketch any of it out just because I feel like whenever I do, I always inevitably just go outside of the pencil marks and then it just looks really messy afterwards. The only reason why I put pencil marks in the first place is to just give myself an idea of the sections that I'm dealing with, but I'm just gonna fucking freehand it. And hopefully I'll be able to touch it up and everything and have it look okay at the end of the day. So, you know, it is 10:30 at night right now and I am operating on probably a little bit less sleep than doctors would recommend for human function. So I don't expect it to be perfect, but that's what touching up is for. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to get started and hopefully it will look good, because otherwise that would be very unfortunate.
Okay, here we go. Focus. Speed. I am speed.
Hello. It is 88 degrees outside, and so I just absolutely refuse to wear the beanie that I was wearing earlier in this video, so there will not be any continuity from yesterday's outfit to today. I'm not fucking doing that. I am, however, wearing sunglasses because It's bright as fuck in my apartment. The sun is just relentlessly just shining all of its might into my apartment in particular, I'm pretty sure. And I don't want to close my blinds entirely because I don't want to just be that person who just shuts the blinds on a nice sunny day even though it's hot as hell outside. But I also just need to see, and I feel like natural sunlight is always the best way to go. If I open it anymore, I just flat out, I'm just going to be completely blinded. But if I close it anymore, I'll just be in the dark, and that's kind of depressing. So this is just, that's a very long explanation. So anyways, hi, I finished my table at about 12:30 last night, or at least finished working on it for the day. I didn't actually finish it. So I was only able to get a little bit of it done. I'll show you guys in just a second. So I'm going to continue to work on that. The only thing that I have left to do today is just paint the rest of the pattern on the top surface. As you can see, we have one triangle done. And I think the rest of it will be pretty easy because I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. I just have to execute it. I also had an interesting idea of potentially doing something a little wacky with the other end table that I have on the other side of my bed. I was thinking rather than using the same aqua, teal, turquoise color that I have going on this side, I thought it might be a fun idea to paint it a different color, but have it be the same style, like paint everything the same one solid color, a different one solid color, and then have the same exact black and white geometric pattern on top, or at least exact same, as in I'll do my best to try to replicate it, but it might be slightly different. I thought that might be a cool idea. I don't know. So that's my game plan for today. I'm going to go ahead and finish. I already have my paint poured. I was wearing my wonderful sunglasses here, and I picked up what I thought was white, and it ended up being bright yellow, so I'm glad that I checked before I started painting on my table, because that would have been just fucking awful. But in any event, I'm going to go ahead and get started with my project, and I'll touch base with you guys in a little bit and see where we're at. I have to think about something interesting to talk about, because when I did my video where I did my INFP project, my mom gave me the feedback of, yeah, I really liked your video. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun to watch. The Star Wars part kind of dragged a little bit for me, and now I have to figure out a way to stimulate my mom's attention so that she won't unsubscribe, because she is one of my 11 subscribers. So I have to figure out something that she'd want to hear me talk about. I'm trying to think, what's new with me? Well, I ordered exercise bands the other day. Don't know how to use them. I thought that they would be a good way to upgrade my exercise regimen, which now currently consists of me coming home from work and sitting on the couch for 7.5 hours. I don't really know how to work out just being in my apartment, because I don't like going to the gym, because either old people try to talk to me or 20-something-year-olds are basically sprinting on the treadmill and making me feel bad about the fact that I have bad knees and I can't sprint on the treadmill. Just because I'm not sprinting doesn't mean I'm not trying hard. Okay, I thought exercise or resistant bands or whatever would be a good idea, because they just kind of add a little bit more like of a designated activity to your exercising, rather than just me like rolling around on the ground doing like crunches or something. I don't know. I thought it would be a good way to like enhance the experience. And then I tried using them, and I can't tell if it's because I'm like startlingly out of shape or just an idiot, but I don't think I'm using them correctly. I tried looking up pictures online, I tried looking up videos, and I feel like I am just failing miserably at them. So I have to like bring them to my boyfriend's house at some point and make him show me, because I literally just don't know what I'm doing. So there's that. Let's see, what else? I don't know. I feel like lately I'm just chilling. Come home and I take care of my cat, and I paint. And it's crazy too, because I've been looking at like my memories on Snapchat from like a year ago, and I noticed that the vast majority of them are pictures of my cat like sleeping on a Barbary bar prep textbook that's sitting on my lap, or studying or taking notes, or me cracking a joke about how fucking miserable it is to study for a bar exam. It is absolutely mind-boggling to me that was a year ago. Like, what the fuck? I cannot believe that a year ago I was studying for the bar exam. It seems like a lifetime ago, but it also seems like it was just yesterday, because it was one of the most traumatic things I've ever been through. And I know that sounds super traumatic, but it actually was. And I know that I'm like privileged to even be able to take a bar exam, and I'm glad that I passed, and I was really happy and proud of myself. But it was also a fucking nightmare. Doing anything in the pandemic is a nightmare, but doing that in particular, a test that is designed to break people, it sucked. It was awful. It's a test that's you're supposed to spend about 10 weeks studying for. And of course, because of the pandemic and because of, everything being delayed, because no one knew what was safe and not safe, and I ended up taking it way after the time that we were supposed to take it in July. I spent a very long time studying for it, and it nearly broke me emotionally. It was very tough. And it just seems so crazy to me that a year ago, I was spending 16, 17 hours working and studying and devoting basically every ounce of my energy to this test. And honestly, if I failed it, I probably would have done something else. I would have been like, I'm not doing this again. This is just awful. And the funny thing is too about my bar exam, for those of you who don't know, I had to take it remotely after, like I said, having it delayed so many times, uncertainty, changing of the format for everything. It was a nightmare, like trying to figure out what to expect with this fucking test. Finally rolled around. I felt like I was more ready than I could ever possibly be, and I just wanted to get the fucking thing over with. Second day, 30 minutes before we're done, I'm taking the bar exam at my dining room table before it was painted with a galaxy effect on it. And then the fire alarm started going off in my building. I was having an out-of-body experience. I thought I was going to just fucking break down and cry then and there. I literally looked at the webcam, because they were monitoring through a webcam, with the exam software, and I looked at them like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I ended up passing, but I was convinced that I didn't pass. I was in a very dark place after the bar exam, waiting for my test results. You could not console me. I was barely alive. But the one thing that kind of got me through mentally was painting, like doing stuff like this. because I didn't know what else to do, because I just constantly kept obsessing over the test. So I painted. That really was one of the good things, other than getting my license to practice in the state of Ohio, but whatever. That was one of the really good things that came out of the bar exam, was it showed me that I needed to do something to be able to cope with stress and to take my mind off of things, and it was a really great hobby for me. And now all of my furniture is covered in acrylic paint, so you know, what more could I ask for? This looks way better than I expected it looking. I feel like it turned out really cool. I loved the fact that I picked a color and just kind of made everything except the top one solid color so that you could really focus on the graphic pattern. I feel like it'll be kind of a little bit disorienting to wake up and just see this just like in my face when I wake up, but I guess it'll make me like a little bit more motivated to get out of bed. Overall, I really like it. I feel like it turned out really cool, and it's definitely different than any of the pieces that I have that I've done so far. I usually don't do a lot of stuff with black and white because, you know, I'm all about the color, but I feel like this one really stands out. It makes it look really interesting. I really liked the color, and I really like everything about it. I don't know, it looks like a whole new piece of furniture, and I feel like that's the cool thing about finding old furniture for not that much money and making them your own, is that, you know, if you have a lot of time on your hands, you can really make them look special. So that's going to be it for me today. I'm going to probably paint the other one at some point, but this is the one that's like more outwardly in my room, so I'll just look at this one and sleep on this side of the bed tonight and every other night until I do the other one. And I just pretend that the other one's done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments if you want to see other videos or suggestions, or if you want to tell me that my end table looks like shit and that I should strip the paint off and go back to what it looked like before. Then you can let me know. You can let me know as well. In the meantime, I'm going to go and pay attention to my cat because she will otherwise murder me in my sleep. So, okay, bye.